Let me ask you this. Do you really know if your money will last through retirement? Most people guess. Some use a messy Excel spreadsheet. But what if you could see your whole financial future clearly year by year without worrying about making a mistake? Today, I'm showing you a real example with a woman named Annie. She lives in Austin, Texas, and wants to know if she can retire at 65 without running out of money. We're going to plug in her numbers into Bolden, a retirement planning software, and see what her future looks like. Trust me, you'll want to stick around because this could give you peace of mind about your retirement too. Here's Annie's story. She's 60 years old and she works as a consultant, making about $95,000 a year. She's smart with her money. She's saved up $500,000 in her 401k. Annie plans to retire at 65 and she'll start Social Security at 67, which will pay her around $3,000 a month. She also has a small pension that will pay her around $12,000 a year once she retires. And she rents out her basement apartment for $900 a month. Annie's goal is simple. She wants her money to last until she's 100 years old. The question is, can she do it? Let's find out using Bolden. Now, Annie could try to track this in Excel, but here's the problem. Spreadsheets don't automatically calculate Social Security, pensions, taxes, or required minimum distributions. She'd have to build formulas and update them every year and hope she didn't miss something. Bolden does all of that instantly. If Annie changes her retirement age or expenses, the whole plan updates automatically. That's the difference between guessing with a spreadsheet and planning with confidence. And what about taxes? Even in the free version, Bolden estimates taxes on her income. With the Planner Plus upgrade, it calculates federal taxes, capital gains, and even FICA.
And now for an on-screen demo.
Well, hi and welcome back to Bolden. This is the account settings page and you can see Annie here. She's 60 years old, born in 1965. And if you needed to modify that, you just click on those three little ellipses. It opens up the personal details editor. You can change the name, the gender, and the date of birth. It's that easy. And then we just X out of that and it brings us right back to the overview page. We're in the correct scenario here. Her current net worth is $915,001, which includes her home equity, and her retirement chance of success is 99%. This is calculated by using the Monte Carlo projections, which you can learn about here. And then at retirement, her projected net worth is $1.52 million, and at longevity, $6.87. And you can see how it's broken down here in terms of savings, real estate, other assets, and debt. And if you hover over here, it also gives you that breakdown year by year. We can also launch Roth conversions from this screen, but that's a video for another day. I always like to start out at the scenario manager here. So let's just click right on there and I'm going to open up the scenario manager. I have one scenario built out here, but you can build up to 10 in the Planner Plus. So here we have a brief synopsis of all of our assumptions, which I'll highlight in just a moment. Her retirement year is at 65 in 4 years, her net worth, and the last time this plan was updated. You can also get a little overview here in the program, and then click on the three little ellipses to edit the scenario. This is just a free text note, so just a summary for yourself to document all of your assumptions. You can go back and reference that later, but it doesn't tie into the program. So I'm going to show you how to build those into the program real quickly. She's age 60, retiring in 5 years, living in Austin, Texas. It'll calculate the state taxes. And I wanted to highlight here all the different income sources because that's really the focus of this video, is all the different income sources that you can document in Bolden, which is really great, and how they're modeled. So we've got a side gig for $10,000 a year until retirement, which obviously she could extend out and continue working later if she wanted to. Her work income, $95,000 a year. She's got a traditional 401k through her employer with $500,000 of pre-tax money, and she's starting to contribute to Roth as well. She's estimated her Social Security from SSA.gov at $3,000 a month at age 67, and that does build in the COLA, so it's really nice to have that cost of living increase modeled out for you as opposed to using Excel. It makes it so much easier. You can also use Bolden to estimate the Social Security, and we can also use Bolden to claim at different ages and model the Social Security claiming ages using their Explorer menu. She has rental income, which is categorized as passive income at $900 a month, or $10,800 a year. She expects to receive a windfall of $25,000 at age 70, which is an inheritance, and her monthly expenses are about $5,000 a month using the detailed budgeting tool, and I'll quickly touch on that. Her home is worth $450,000 and she's got $300,000 in equity. And we're using a planned longevity age to 100, which is what Vanguard is using. You can always back that up to 85 or 90 or whatever you think is realistic for yourself. And then filing status is single, and she intends to use the 4% rule, which means she'll take 4% of her savings at retirement and adjust it for inflation thereafter. All right, so we're saving that. To launch the scenario, I'd click on this arrow. You can add additional scenarios here, such as claiming Social Security at 65, doing Roth conversions, retiring earlier, and so forth. You can compare the key metrics in up to 3 scenarios. So really great feature. All right, so let's launch into that. Brings us right back to that overview page. And then clicking on My Plan and Summary, just want to show you briefly, we've got her retirement age here, and it's just as easy to change that if she wanted to back it out to 62, 63, and so forth. We're going to leave that at 65. And then longevity age is also easy to adjust from here as well. But we're going to focus again on income today. And let's briefly look at accounts and assets. So again, she's got a 401k worth $500,000. Her paycheck deductions is 10% of her income, which increases 2% a year up to 15. She does get an employer match, so you can model that out. And I've created a Roth IRA account because she's going to start to contribute that. So I just put $1 in there as a placeholder. She's got her checking and emergency savings and money market, and as well a short-term savings account here that she can tap into very quickly. And then we've got her home and real estate. So her primary residence, this is where I was explaining why it's important to put the zip code in here. It'll calculate the Texas state income taxes for her. Here is the home current value, the current mortgage balance, the monthly payment, and the mortgage annual percentage rate. Now, you can also connect those accounts. I've just added this manually here, but you could connect that to your mortgage lender, and then this balance would update automatically for you. And here you can see you can also model future changes to primary residence, other real estate, future real estate purchases, and future real estate sales. And then on the right side of the screen, it's going to automatically update on the fly. You'll see the breakdown of the lifetime income projections if you hover. Here's her work income and other, and then the expenses and taxes. And then these little dots are your milestones here. So here you can see at 65, her work income ends and Medicare enrollment begins. Don't forget to enroll in Medicare at age 65, 3 months before your birthday, so you don't get a penalty. We're not going to talk about RMDs on this video, but you will see that these orange bars, kind of a goldenrod color, are her required minimum distributions. That's covered in another video, but these are significant, and this is something you can also model with the software. And then looking at her debts, she's got her car loan and a credit card, and you can model debt pay down in the Explorers menu, which I'll cover in another video. Let's look at expenses and healthcare super quick because this is covered in another video. We've got her recurring expenses modeled at $5,000 a month using the detailed budgeter. Her must spend is $5,000. Her like to spend is $61.25, and you can see here how that breaks down into all these different detailed categories. There's also a basic budgeter tool, and then there's a new feature called estimated spending. This is in the beta version coming soon. So just a little sneak peek here. We've got pre-retirement, early retirement, go-go years, slow-go years, and no-go years, but we're going to stick to the detailed budgeter tool here. So now that we've got her assets, her home, and all that detailed, let's dive into the income. And in particular, this is the focus of this video. Wanted to show all the different income streams that you can model in Bolden, which is so fabulous. We have the income here from her primary job. This is prior to January 2025 to March 2030 when she retires. And as you recall, it was $95,000 a year, so that's $79.16 a month. And she's programmed in increases of 2.5% a year, but you can increase that if you'd like. And then her 401k pre-tax contributions are modeled here as well as 10% of her income and her employer match. And so those are easy to model. Clicking the pencil here, you can change the growth rate to historical, custom, optimistic, pessimistic. And then you can also change your paycheck deductions here. Now we also have Annie's side gig, which is $10,000 a year. So again, you can select the start age and stop age and historical growth rate. And then she's got 2 passive income sources. She's got rental income and dividends. Now you can see with the dividends, I've modeled it to start during her retirement age at 2030, because right now those dividends are reinvested, but when she retires, she intends to live off those as part of her withdrawal strategy. She also has a pension here, and you can model that here as well. And with the pension, you can also indicate cost of living increases, taxable or not taxable, and a survivor benefit. Here's her rental income. You can also model annuities, which I don't have for her, but if you did, you can actually model current or future purchases. Here, when you're adding an annuity, have you purchased this annuity yet? If you have multiple annuities, do you want to model an additional annuity? Start by adding one, and you can add or model more in a moment. So really great feature. Love this. So much easier than Excel. She's got an inheritance of $25,000. She's approximated that at age 70. So there's where you could do the windfall, and that's it for income. And while we're on income, let's just click on a couple other great features. Some of these are beta features under Insights. So we've got lifetime income projection. So this is the same graph that we saw earlier, but it's a little bit bigger. And again, you can see the milestones, you can see the expenses are the line, and then the income are the bars and the RMDs and so forth. And this is a new feature here, the AI Insight Summary. So I won't read all this to you, but you can just see that it's going to take everything that we've programmed in and come up with a summary based on our real numbers that are changing all the time. So you can always refresh this, unlike ChatGPT, which a lot of people do use for retirement planning. But the great thing about Bolden, as opposed to one of those AI programs, is this keeps all those numbers in there, so you can go back at any time and remodel things. If you retire later, if you take Social Security earlier, if you get an inheritance or windfall, if you pay off your home, all these different models that you can see right here. And whether you use this yourself to do a DIY investment strategy, or you do it in conjunction with a financial planner, it's really great to have this visual in front of you to model. And so you can just read through some of the details here at your leisure and see what AI has summarized. Now, there's a couple other features in this Insights menu other than the lifetime income projection. We also have IRMA. This is the income-related Medicare adjustment amount. I won't go into that too much today. I'd like to do a whole video on Medicare and healthcare expenses. That is a big, big topic, of course. And then we also have this wonderful screen, income and expenses, and we have an AI summary insight for that as well. And then here you've got individual graphs and charts for estimated income drawdowns and debts. When you hover over those, you can look at it year by year, each individual line item, estimated expenses, also year by year, and then tips for using the chart to strengthen your retirement plan. So back to the original question, can Annie retire in 5 years? Yes, she can. She's got a 99% chance of success. But there's a lot more work that Annie has to do to fine-tune this plan for herself, to minimize her taxes, to maximize her income, perhaps to think about planning her estate and maximizing her amount at longevity. And there's so many options for you here with Bolden. You've got the Help Center, classes and live events, community. You can book a support session with a coach and then talk to a financial advisor as well, and all kinds of great articles built in here as well. Hope you enjoyed this overview. And here's the real value for Annie and for you. Retirement planning isn't just about the numbers, it's about peace of mind. Annie can see her money will last. She knows when her Social Security starts, when her 401k withdrawals happen, and how her expenses are covered. Instead of worrying, she can focus on enjoying her retirement years in Austin, traveling, or spending time with family, because the financial side is clear. If you want the same peace of mind Annie just found, try Bolden for yourself. I've included my affiliate link below. An affiliate link means I earn a small commission if you purchase Bolden at no extra cost to you when you sign up for the Planner Plus. It helps support this channel so I can keep bringing you real life stories and tools. Hit that like button if this helped you, subscribe to Reflections and Real Talk for more clear, simple guides, and leave me a comment. Tell me what income you'd want Bolden to track first. And share this with a friend who's starting to think seriously about retirement planning. Remember, planning today brings you peace of mind tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.